What's the relevance in the next 10 years? Will I be out of business in the next 10 years? Because people don't consider that when they are trying to start business. They just start anything. And welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to talk about the 3 things you need to consider before you start your business in Nigeria in 2022. If you're new on this channel, my name is Breakthrough Onyechi, and I'll be sharing lifestyle stuff here, vlogs of me going to restaurants, of my gym vlogs, personal opinions about things, movie reviews for business owners, and I'm also going to be sharing tips, hacks, and real life experiences to help you start your business in 2022. If you stay on this channel in the next 3 months and you don't learn one thing or your mindset doesn't change, please unsubscribe. But if your mindset changes or you pick a lesson from any of my videos, support me with these 4 things: subscribe, like, share, comment. Just support me. So as I said, today I'm going to be talking about the 3 things you need to consider before you start doing your business in Nigeria in 2022. 3 factors to consider, and I'm going to be using my new business. I'm starting a new business, or I started a new business in this year, closet sales. So I'll be using it as a point of conversations for us. Because the most important thing to me is to be able to share real life experiences. I don't want you Googling. I don't Google half of the things I tell people because it's in my head, and most of them are my experience. Because half of the time you read on Google, but there's reality doing the work and challenges you're going to face doing the work. So those are the primary things I share on this channel. So let's get into it. Right? Please subscribe to this channel. Like, if you're going to get the juice, right, just click subscribe. Do not remove anything from your pocket to help me help your girl. Subscribe. I give value, guys. I give value. The first thing you want to understand is, what type of business do you want to do? What type of business do you want to do in 2022? You don't have to be doing trial and error. I tell people this thing. See, there are still experiences you need to learn on the business. The particular business you want to do shouldn't be what you should start playing trial, and you do this one, you run away, you come back again. You know what that thing people used to do. So what type of business do you want to do? Every time I talk about business ideas, every time I talk about what business you want to do, I always say start from within. Do your research, find out something that works. There's a reason why I started doing closet sales, because one of the businesses I've been running in the last 4 years is a thrift business, sourcing thrift and all that. And I noticed that people always ask if we would help them sell their clothes. There is a need. When we opened the page, we had over 12 requests on our DM. I have clothes I want to sell. So there is a need. I'm not looking for the market to sell. There are people who want this. That's one of the pointers I had to starting that business. I also know that we can leverage tech to automate our processes. I did my research. I checked for companies in the UK, companies in the US. I try to find different ways we can do things differently in Nigeria and be able to scale early and be able to grow faster. So the first thing you want to understand is, what type of business do I want to do? If I want to do a service business, what type of service business do I want to do? How is it relevant in 2022? What's the relevance in the next 10 years? Will I be out of business in the next 10 years? Because people don't consider that when they are trying to start business. They just start anything. Will I be out? What's the future like in this business? Who are the people doing this business already? How are they doing them? How do I do something different? How am I going to change what's happening already? How will my customer perceive what I'm bringing to the table? Will they be joyful? Like, will it make sense to them, better sense to them? Would they want to give away their money because of what I'm offering, or will they stick with what is present already? Yes, people make calculations. We have 204 Nigerians, and so I'm taking 10%. Before you start having those conversations, you want to validate the business you're doing. You want to know that there are customers to serve, and there are customers who have the purchasing power to buy from you. These are the conversations you want to have with yourself. So I will do another video about picking the right business and all that, but today the first thing I want to say is, don't go to do any business without validating the business. To make your research, ask questions. When I mean make research, do your local research, do your global research. Because if you're doing a business that does not rhyme or align with what the future holds for us globally, it's a matter of time before you're out of business or something replaces what you're offering, right? So do your research, ask questions. First thing, validate your business idea. Number 2, validate yourself as the business owner of that business. So the next thing you want to do before starting a business is being able to understand how capable you are to run this business. Yes, it's important. You can say, oh, you have passion for something and you push it, you learn it, you do that. So every time I talk to people who want to start business, I want to tell them that you always have to consider time. Time is in the future, time is in the present, and time in the past. What has happened before and what will happen like in future, and what's going on at the moment with you, right? Would you have time for this business? Do you have skills to push this business? Do you have funds to push this business? Do you have the commitment to push this business? Because don't do a business because you saw someone doing it and you don't like. You guys are not the same. Your situation is not the same. Your experiences are not the same. You want to validate yourself as the owner of this business, as the person who wants to sell this service, as the person who is procuring this product to people, who is saying, oh, buy this product. Am I capable enough to move this business? So from the standpoint, using closet sales as an example again, I knew that I had done trade for a while, so I understand the customer interactions, I understand marketing thrift, and that's why I always tell people. So for doing anything thrift, there is an issue with high cost of customer acquisition and high cost of marketing, because you put too much work to just sell one type of item because of the varieties of thrift. So you're putting too much effort to sell one item. So you have to actually work around the fact that when you bring more customers to your page, to your brand, to your website, you want to be able to make them buy more, so that your marketing makes sense, so that you're not spending so much money on marketing. I understood this because I've done the business for a while, and unlike other businesses that have done that product business, where if I want to sell this dress and I have 100 pieces of this dress, I just need to wear this dress and 100 people can buy this dress using one content or a type of content, right? So I understood that there are dynamics to this. I understood the price point for Nigerians to buy thrift. I understood all those things. I know that I already have resources for running my thrift business, and adding something that looks like it will not cost me so much money, will not cost me so much infrastructures, it does not mean that I'm not diving into a different industry entirely. I'm doing almost the same thing but rendering a different type of service. So I had that conversation with myself. I know it was not going to take me so much time. I knew that I had the skill, the business experience to push through. I know the things the challenges in the business, and I know how I can overcome them, and how I intend to overcome the ones that I have not overcome already, right? So I had that conversation with myself, validated that idea with myself. So that's something you want to do. Validate that you're the good person for this job. If you need a partner, if you need a co-founder, you have to have those conversations with yourself. So the first thing is validating the idea. The second thing is validating that you can run this business, or you need a partner to run this business, or you need someone, or let someone else run it for you, right? The third thing you want to now have conversations about is starting the business. What's the business structure going to be like? Now, when I say starting the business, I always tell people that you have to think about the future of the business before you actually start it. What is your big dream? Do you intend to sell this business later? Is it a business you want to hold for life? Is it a business that you know you would have to keep raising money? Is it a business that you know that sooner or later you will need partners? What's the expansion plan of the business? If this business is going to expand, what's the growth going to be like? So there are businesses that cannot expand outside the borders of Nigeria. So is your business that kind of business? Is the business something that can grow over to become a global business? Does this business have other routes in it? So if you start making money now and need to make more money, are there parts of this business that would bring in money? You want to see the business in 10 years, how it's running. You want to visualize that, and not just visualizing that, writing it is going to help you understand what routes to go through. You want to understand what funding methods you need. It will also help you to understand how to position your brand and how to put your business out there. You want to understand, if we are going to grow, what's expansion going to be like? Because if you're going to need to expand outside Nigeria, that means you're talking about global source. You know that FX will affect you. You know that political things will affect your business. So you want to do the pestle form of the business. There's something called pestle. Is a form of a business tool that helps you see the weakness and the strength. So it's not SWOT, there's SWOT, but there's pestle. So you want to go through the pestle. What are the complications of growing this business? Not now. from now till whenever. You want to understand what running this business is going to be like. If you're going to sell, that means you have to know how you start putting your structures for selling. If you're going to raise money, that means you start having conversations with investors so that you have people on your pipeline for when you want to raise money. So there are a lot of conversations. If it's something that you want it to be run from your family, you just want it to be your business, then you start understanding that, oh, this is sole proprietorship, but yes, I can do it as a limited liability company, so that I like the company is different from me as an individual, but I want to run it just as a family business. That means the funding and all that, you can now use your card to get loan and all that, but not asking you to get loan. But these are the things that people don't think about, and you enter into the business and you start seeing that there are a lot of routes to it, and maybe you can't grasp the growth or the expansion of the business. So for closet sales, I know that we'll have to still expand to other states. I understand that our infrastructure would need people, human resource, and we also need a lot of money to do marketing. So those are one of the conversations I've had with myself already, and I know that I'm working towards making these things work. The next thing you want to have conversation about is where you're going to get money to do the business. So I'm going to talk about funding your business later on my next video, but you want to start thinking about, how do I get money to fund this business? How? So this is where selling yourself will come up again. I always talk about selling yourself. Everything starts with you. So people make the mistake and think it's about other people. It starts with you. At this point, please, I'm reminded in my heart of heart to tell you to subscribe. Please subscribe. But it's important that you understand that it starts with you either ways, and you want to start thinking of, how do I fund this business? At what point are we going to need more money? At what point will the business break even? These are conversations you want to have with yourself. And I forgot to add something, the name of your business, right? It's really important for you to consider that, because some people start doing something NG when they need to go global, and later they start changing name. And some people need to trademark their name as early as possible, and they don't do that, and 10 years down the line they can't trademark because someone else has taken the name or has trademarked the name. So being able to see the future of what your business could become becomes the bedrock of the decision you start making today, even without starting. So have those conversations with yourself, and understand too that business plan is something you're going to do, but it's a living document. In another video too, I'm going to talk about doing your business plan. So guess what, if you're not following or subscribed to this channel, you're going to be missing so much. If you intend to start business this year, you're going to be missing so much. But I'm going to be ending my video. If this video made sense to you, you can ask me questions on the comment section. You can let me know what your ideas are around on the comment sections, and I'll answer.